Basketball fans, it's time for your favorite half hour of power. This is the Hangout. This is the Draftermath show, the aftermath of the 2014 NBA Draft. Lots to talk about, so let's get into it. Of course, every week I have a panel of brilliant minds to talk basketball. Unfortunately, this week we couldn't find any brilliant minds. So who we have? I'm playing.
Wow.
I'm hurting my guys.
Oh
you already
my
know him. That's Vidal Masai on the far end of the couch, my brother from another. He's got his camp coming up. Of course, King Nation, the Hoop Factory. Check them out online. Blake Carrington, my man, since freshman year in college, the young artist, producer, making his way through the industry. I got much love and support for you, so that's why we got you on the couch.
My own jersey, just to let them know I play for my own team.
Okay, all right. Well, we're all supporters of the Raptors over here, so you got the right colors, and it's Canada Day weekend, so we're rocking it.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
And then the resident American, Will Strickland of TSN.
Sorry. The Americanadian, I trademarked that.
Yes, the Americanadian. All right, well, enough of that, of course. Talking about Canadians, talking about the NBA draft, we start at the top. The number one spot, there was a lot of talk of potentially Joel Embiid being the number one pick. There's a lot of talk of how can Cleveland mess this up because of recent they have. Vidal, we'll start with you. Did you think Cleveland would do the right thing, Spike Lee style, and take Andrew Wiggins in that ugly jacket at number one?
I did. I thought it was a safe pick. I mean, Wiggins throughout the year, I think he proved his doubters wrong. I think, you watch him in his pre-draft workouts. At the next level, I mean, just his athleticism was unbelievable.
Did you buy any of the noise?
First step is unbelievable. I sort of bought the noise at first.
About Cleveland not taking him?
No, about him not being the number one pick.
Okay.
At first, right? Maybe he's not the best skilled player. Maybe he's not the best player ready now. But in terms of athleticism and long-term potential, he is the number one pick, hands down.
Did you ever doubt that Cleveland would take Andrew as the number one pick, or did you buy into the rumors of Joel or possibly?
First of all, I don't know how Cleveland keeps getting first-round picks all the time. Like, for real, because...
What was that, 2011?
2011.
2003?
Yep. And they got LeBron around that time, bro.
Yep, 2003 was LeBron.
So what I'm thinking, man, honestly, for Cleveland, I don't know, man. I thought Niskauskas should have went before Andrew Wiggins.
What? Okay.
And you thought Stauskas should be the number one pick.
Okay, that's it. Will Strickland.
I see why you play for your own team.
Let's listen to his reasons.
Yeah.
You couldn't be drafted for another team.
Let's listen to his reasons.
No. We can't let him go with that one. We got to talk Wiggins here.
Listen, I'm just saying. I just feel that I think he's good. You know what I mean? But I didn't believe the noise. He got to show me what's up.
Wow.
I love Yo.
Andrew,
this is why Blake
congrats,
Carrington is here to say things like that. Will Strickland, your thoughts?
Without question.
The right pick made.
The right pick and I think to echo what Vidal said, it was a safe pick. Joel Embiid was a risky pick because you didn't know what was going to go on with his back or his the whole thing with his foot. But here's a guy who couldn't be like an Olajuwon or Serge Ibaka type guy in the NBA right now.
Let's hope not Serge Ibaka.
Well, because he had that athleticism, the skill.
For me.
Well, that's a whole nother conversation. Yeah. But when you're looking at expectations, they could have gone Embiid and waited because they're going to wait anyway. They're going to take their lumps with Andrew on the team. People are talking playoffs. They're ridiculous right now. I think he's going to come in. He's going to grow with Kyrie Irving. And that's the key for him. He doesn't have to be the star right away. And that's big for him.
All right, so the other side of it, of course, was kind of similar to the year LeBron James came out. You had the guy with all the potential in LeBron James, who was the Andrew Wiggins of this class. And then you had the guy who was a bit more NBA ready in Jabari Parker. Blake, I'll start with you on this one. Were you surprised that Jabari is happy to be in Milwaukee? Because it hasn't been an NBA destination for a while, ever since Ray Allen, Cassell, and Big Dog left.
Now, that dude, he's spectacular, first of all.
You like him more than Wiggins?
I like him more than Wiggins. I think he got better footwork than Wiggins. You know what I mean? I think he's a little bit more polished than Wiggins.
Okay.
So I would say, and he's from Chicago, so you know what I mean? So
Wiggins is from Canada, bro.
Not Wiggins, bro.
Okay.
The other one.
No, I'm just saying, though, you're liking the guy from Chicago more than you're liking the guy from Canada.
I'm just saying, I'm not saying, but listen, just because he's from Canada doesn't mean he has to get his clout right away. Like, we're from our nation, you have to prove that you're the best at what you do. You know
I think he's
Jabari Parker.
Jabari Parker is amazing with his footwork, and I feel that because he's from Chicago, it's not that far from Milwaukee, it's a good thing for him because he can still reach out to his family whenever he needs.
Jabari Parker sounded like the number one draft pick in his post-pick interview. He sounded like the guy that wanted to be in Milwaukee. He's saying all the right things. I want to play for one team for my whole career. Then he backed up on that a little bit.
Yeah.
But it's close to Chicago. It's a place where he can come in with Giannis and be, immediately be that guy. He's going to get his shots up. He's going to be that guy they build around. And I think it's a good move for him. I think when you talk about stars and stardom, those small markets do need stars. And I think Jabari Parker, while he may not be a super duper star or like a mega star, I think he's going to be a very, very good player for a very good team.
He's going to be a stabilizing force for that franchise in Milwaukee. The other guy we have to talk about, because everyone talks about the big three when it comes to this draft, Joel Embiid is in Philly now. They got Nerlens Noel out there. Do you buy or do you like the recipe that Philadelphia 76ers are cooking?
I'm not sure what the Sixers are doing, to be honest with you, but in terms of Embiid and his talent, undeniable. I mean, for a kid that started playing basketball 3 years ago, barely played at Mount Verde, this is really a diamond in the rough, so to speak. I think he's a two-way player.
Yep, definitely.
He's got amazing footwork down low. He blocks shots. Very unfortunate with the injuries that happen and when they happen.
Do those concern you? Anyone here? Does anyone concerned highly? Because I mean, we had the Sam Bowie situation, the Greg Oden situation, bigs and injuries. It's dangerous. Will,
it's tough. The whole soft bone.
He's young.
They were all young when they got drafted.
I'm saying, but he has will, you know what I mean? So he can probably work through that. It's not you like physically, it's you getting over that mentally.
What did he have? The back and then the foot?
The back and the foot.
The stress, and he has stress fractures in his back, which is crazy.
What does concern me is with those two injuries,
that's growth.
As a big guy, you cannot, I mean, as an athlete, you can't avoid using your feet. So any injury with your feet is a serious injury. With your back, as we all know, without your back, you can't do anything.
Well, as a 19-year-old guy, he's still growing.
For sure.
So I can understand the stress fractures in his back a little bit more than the foot. Michael Jordan broke his foot in the second year in the NBA, but we didn't hear about bone density weakness or stuff like that back in the 80s. So we have more information now, and maybe we're a little bit more cautious about these guys as a result of all this information.
I agree with that, but what I like, though, in terms of his injuries is, you know what? If he started playing basketball 3 years ago, he doesn't have the wear and tear of an athlete who's been playing basketball since 5 or 6.
That's a very good point.
Right, so I think he'll be fine.
All right, well, hey, quickly, we got to go to break, but I want to quickly throw something at you guys. Did Aaron Gordon go too high, Vi?
I think so.
Way too high.
Nope.
All right, hey.
Perfect for that team.
And that's why we have our four of us on the couch, so you can get the differing perspectives. Still more to come. We still got to break down a lot more from the NBA draft. There were some Canucks in the house. 4 of 8. 4 out of 8 ain't bad for Canada, of course. Andrew Wiggins, the top dog. We'll be back to break down the Canadian impact on the 2014 NBA draft on the Hangouts Draftermath Show.